Hi everyone, it's Carlos here and Smiley here. Sunday, June 13th, and we're going to be discussing the latest events in One Piece chapter 1016. So our first topic of discussion today is Nami's having a new power-up, having a sentient clima-tact with Zeus' soul inside. So as always, take it away, Smiley.
Okay. Well, let me just say kudos to Oda because I feel like everybody, their sister, their mama, their daddy, and even their auntie predicted that Nami was going to get Zeus as a permanent power-up. But the way Oda went about it, I actually lost faith. I thought Zeus got eaten by Hera. I thought it was over and done with. And it wasn't. Oda pulled an okie doke. He said, I know you know the obvious, but I'm still going to surprise you. And I think it was just great.
Yeah, and besides it, so basically subverting our expectations twice. So first, the subversion was that we thought she was not going to get Zeus. Then we get subverted back, and we actually get Zeus. But he actually made it in a way that now the power up is even better, right? Because before she was able to do stronger lightning, and that was the only thing that Zeus was providing. But now every attack that she does from her time attack has some sort of upgrade, whether it be a homing lightnings or basically she can do a spiky version of her, baton hitting the climb attack. And now it's interesting. Now we're going to be interesting how this plays into her tornado tempo or other types of attacks. We're going to be looking forward and how Zeus is able to improve those attacks. Also, and as a side note, I love that Zeus asked Nami to give him a new name. She was like, so maybe I'll call you Cotton. And he was like, nah, fuck this shit. My name is Zeus.
My name is Zeus. Yeah. And in the official scans, she tried to call him Fluffy. So he said, no, I'm Zeus, Nami's right hand.
Yeah.
But I think one thing that might play an important role in the future is a subtle comment that Zeus had made, or Fluffy, whatever he decides his name is going to be. Only Big Mom can remove me from the clima-tact.
Yeah.
So now we have the question, well, this is permanent from a sense, but will Big Mom reclaim her soul?
Yeah. My prediction would be that she won't be taking Zeus back just because she kind of did take Zeus back already. So I don't think Oda will do the same scenario many times as this specific scenario. I'm wondering if it means, for example, if Big Mom at some point of the story dies, or which I don't think will happen, she will most likely get incarcerated, and impaled down or something. But if she were to fall, would Zeus be a permanent power up for Nami? My guess would be that he would be a permanent power up because it is kind of a separate part of her soul. So basically, we could kill the part of the soul that Big Mom still has, whether that's like 90% of her soul, and then the 5% that is with Zeus would remain, alive and being its own identity.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I really do, because it would be unfortunate if Big Mom, let's say, got locked up and impaled down, had Sea Prison Stone handcuffs, and now all of our homies, including Zeus, doesn't work anymore.
Yeah,
there has to be some type of way where Nami gets a permanent power up.
This brings another interesting point of conversation, which is how will Ussop and Frankie upgrade the clima-tact now, if they will at all. Maybe it's gonna be like operating on like patient. Maybe Zeus will give feedback to their tinkering, or maybe not. Maybe the upgrades that Nami will get now will be just she learning how to use Zeus better, or the fact that her clima-tact has a mind better. But yeah, that's I guess those will be interesting points moving forward. Um, I also like that now that I touched upon Usopp and his role of helping Nami always improving her clima-tact, he did also help her in a more direct way in last chapter by uh, shooting OT and separating
Wow,
her from town.
wow. When it comes to the OT fight, in my opinion, I know Nami delivered the final KO, but Usopp was the MVP. So
Yeah,
first and foremost, OT came out of nowhere and headbutted him something crazy, threw him in the dirt, and he was still able to separate her from Tama so that Nami can land the final blow. And he was still able to capture the loudspeaker so that Otama can give her final order. I mean, Usopp has just experienced so much growth. I understand he's still a comedic character, and I understand that he still acts scary sometimes when he doesn't really have to. But when it comes to coming in through in the clutch, like his maturity is just skyrocketing.
yeah, and I think a lot of Usopp fans hope to see him one day become someone very powerful like Rayleigh or something. But the truth is, I keep referring back in my mind to that moment in Enies lobby where when Usopp fought against the wolf guy and lost, and then Sanji came back and defeated the wolf guy, and Sanji told Usopp, "It's okay that you couldn't do this, but there are things that because this I can do, but there are things that you can do that I can't." And then that it led to the epic moment of Usopp firing his slingshot from uh, 500 meters away and saving Robin. And
Yeah.
I think that it's just it's interesting how the crew complements each other. And Nami and Usopp are the weakest members of the crew, but they're also some of the smartest members, and they
Yeah.
always find a way to dance around opponents and somehow beat them. So I thought it was very a clever way to put Uti down. Maybe she'll get back up in a few chapters, but for now, I think she's pretty much done. And even if she does get back up, I don't think she'll be able to handle both Usopp and Nami with her upgrade anymore.
Yeah.
So
OT's
so.
done. But
Yeah.
one thing I wanted to say about Usopp is I don't think the fandom really expects him to be the next Rayleigh. I think that title is, reserved for Zoro.
Yeah.
But there is a strong expectation for Usopp to be the number one sniper in the world, even more impressive than that guy from Blackbeard's crew.
Yeah.
So
we haven't seen much from that guy. So I mean, I'm sure when he eventually shows up, he's gonna be.
We've seen enough though. We haven't seen a lot, but we've seen enough.
Yeah.
Because I'll never forget he shot down them birds above the ship.
Yeah.
And no one knew, even with the telescopes, no one's seen the island anywhere near. Everybody felt it was impossible. So feats like that and more, that's what we're gonna expect from Usopp.
Yeah.
And he's done a feat like that, a similar feat like that, if not exact, when he delivered the payload to Sugar and scared her.
That was definitely one of Usopp's best moments. I guess I was hyperbolizing, or I guess I didn't make the best analogy with Rayleigh, but what I meant is I know a part of the fandom expects him to be a more like physically powerful individual, but just not his role. So I'm very happy with the role that Oda has provided from him and how he has used him throughout the story, and of course, including in the latest chapter. I don't know if you have any more comments from the Usopp, Nami, Oti, Zeus situation, but we can also
let's move on to the CP0. Keep everything in order.
Sure.
I think the CP0 scene was extremely interesting. They're having a hard time predicting the final outcome of this battle now. Yeah. And not only are they having a hard time predicting the final outcome, based on their language used, it seems as though they've chosen sides. So they're not just playing the Straw Hats and playing Kaido and hoping that they destroy each other. They called the Straw Hats enemies, and in my opinion, implied that the Beast Pirates were allies. So the next question is, once Otama gives her order and they see that the numbers flip even more, will CP0 get involved? And if they do get involved, who will they fight?
That's a good question. My hypothesis is that CP0 will not get involved until after the Beast Pirates fall. However, I do think that when they get involved after, basically at the end of the Wano arc, it's gonna lead to a massive moment or like shift in the series, basically. For example, this moment will coincide with Luffy learning about whatever happened in the reverie. It will learn with the crew on knowing what happened with the warlords, and all this will create some combined event, right? So it might lead to the Straw Hats joining hands with, I don't know, Boa or something like that. Of course, I can't predict what, but in terms of what this means for the Onigashima raid, my prediction is that they will not directly interfere until after the Beast Pirates have fallen. But of course, I could be wrong.
I can see that, but I'm definitely, even if it's a minor conflict, I'm expecting some conflict between CP0 and the Ninja Pirate Samurai Alliance, Mink Alliance. So I'm expecting some type of conflict, even if it's minor.
It might be. A big reason of why I think they won't interfere until after the fighting is done is because I think the Straw Hats will get to celebrate in Wano. So in my mind,
that is great. We need another banquet. We definitely need another banquet. It's been too long. I want to see the chopsticks up the nose. We've been doing this Wano thing for a long time. So
I want to see. I want to hear Ussop singing. So we
can singing and dancing. We need. You're right. We need a banquet.
Yeah. So what I'm expecting is that it will happen. Whatever happens will happen during or after the banquet. Yeah.
Yeah, but even if it's a minor conflict where maybe there's one kick thrown in a conversation, and then they have the banquet. But I definitely expect some type of interaction though. Just given that they called them enemies.
Yeah, it might be. It'll be interesting when they face off. I guess right now our stealthy man is usually Sanji, so I'm wondering if we'll have a clash against Sanji, maybe.
Or Robin.
It might be Robin too, yeah. I'm expecting CP0 to be very strong. So I mean, you can't underestimate Robin. We've learned that, but yeah, I think Sanji or Robin would be the most probable bubble straws.
Maybe both. Maybe there's a conversation with Robin and Sanji comes in and saves her.
Yeah, might be.
Maybe. But I think now it's a good time to move on to Yamato versus Kaido.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite part of the conversation was when Yamato said she did not expect to beat Kaido. She was just there waiting for Luffy to get back. So just buying time. I think this confirms, well, it doesn't confirm, but it highly increases the likelihood of her being the next Straw Hat. I really like her as Straw Hat.
She said she's gonna sell out to sea with Luffy.
Yeah,
she declared it.
Yeah,
but now the only question is, will she be the only Straw Hat to join?
Yeah, I think she will. I think the other people who might travel with the Straw Hats might, join non-permanently. Yeah, I think Carrot might join with them for a longer time, but her stay on the ship would be similar to the other two, the Minks, Duke Storm and Nekomamushi, that they traveled with Roger for a while, just not permanently. So I view Carrot the same way I view them. Maybe I'm wrong, of course. I'm not a huge Carrot fan, so maybe it's just my inner non-fan. I don't hate her or anything. I just I don't I don't get that much out of her.
I'm looking at Carrot more so, and of course Yamato, as a necessity at this point, because there is no more debate about whether or not Luffy deserves to be a Yonkou. Luffy is a bona fide Yonkou, and if he's gonna be a bona fide Yonkou, that means he has to have a bona fide Yonkou crew. So the original 10 members, they're great, cool. That's not going to be enough to be called a Yonkou. You're going to need Yamato, you're going to need Carrot, and you're probably going to need a third person as well.
But that might be true. I guess Roger's crew had more people, even though the core members might be around the same size as Luffy's. We can look at Shanks' crew too, which is a smaller crew, and they probably also have, I don't want to call it miscellaneous members, but
did you say Shanks?
Shanks, yeah.
Oh, Shanks has a bona fide Yonkou crew. We just haven't seen much from him.
Yeah.
But we've seen enough because Ben Beckman put that shoddy to Kizaru's head. So, and if Luffy's going to be in the conversation with these people, his crew has to be in the conversation with these people too.
Yeah, it might be. I might be underestimating the amount of crew members we need to. So. But I'm just gonna put it this way: Yamato is my top choice for Straw Hat. If Yamato doesn't join, I don't care if Carrot joins. But if Carrot joins, then that's fine as long as Yamato also joins.
Yes.
And besides that, or besides me wanting Yamato to join the crew, I only have two other things to say between her and her clash with Kaido. First of all, is how strong is Yamato to be able to hold off Kaido. She still has to be very strong. And the second thing is Kaido said he wouldn't be okay with anything except for Wano.
Yes.
Because of Wano's importance. We know Kaido knows more things that he lets on, so I'm wondering what importance does he know that Wano holds. And of course, it's one of those things that I don't expect that we'll find out until the very end of the arc. But
so let me ask you this: when do you expect to get Kaido's backstory? Before or after Luffy defeats him?
Before.
Before.
Yeah, I would say it will be before Luffy gets back to the.
Oh, so you're saying we have a Kaido backstory coming soon?
Yeah. That's my prediction. Just because Yamato is facing off against Kaido now, so I think it's the perfect time to give a two birds one stone situation. You can talk about Kaido and Yamato at the same time. It doesn't have to be a Yamato exclusive backstory. I think we've gotten hints of her past already. But for example, we can do a Kaido flashback that also touches upon his early relationship with Yamato at some point. And I think so it rounds up Yamato plus explores Kaido.
I think that's a good point. I think it was a difficult question because there's perfect opportunity to get a flashback before he gets defeated, and there's also the perfect opportunity to give the flashback after he's defeated. Yeah. So we're gonna see. I'm more so leaning with you. I think we're gonna get the flashback very soon. We got the Doflamingo flashback before he got defeated. We got the Paul, not the from Usopp's village. I forgot his name, but we got his flashback before he was defeated.
Captain Kuro.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, we got Arlong's flashback after he was defeated. So
yeah, it can be done in many ways. I just think it depends on how Oda wants to do it.
I trust Oda to do it the right way because everything he just we're running out of time, but just to slide it in, everybody and their mama again predicted Sanji versus Queen.
Yeah,
and then I was wholly convinced that he was going to play Sanji and Chopper was going to take out Queen. And then look at it now. So, but on that note, we're at like 7:20 minutes. So I think we should call it a video. But it was definitely great discussing this chapter with you. As always, please click the subscribe button and the like button. We're not expecting to get no money off of this, but if we get enough community, it'd be great to have weekly discussions with you guys and get your opinion, and who knows, maybe start a group chat.
Sounds great. I'll be looking forward to our next discussion, whether that be in a week or in 2 weeks or whatever. Yeah. Or whether is it in 1 chapter or in 2 chapters. Hopefully we'll make these more constant. So see you.